kind of interesting. Tell us about how this is kind of how your Marine Corps experience, do you think like kind of blends in or supports or whatever? How do you think it plays into your
Yeah.
diving?
It's kind of for me, it's twofold. It's therapy, but it's also the gear prep, the mission mindset, that kind of just the night before getting amped up. I can't help myself. My wife thinks I'm nuts. I've converted my garage into a dive shop. I've got spear guns and spear rubber and everything all over the place. So it's I'm a gear guy. I dive with a tourniquet and pretty good kit on my belt. Pretty streamlined, but not too much. And then once I get in the water, then I'm kind of on autopilot. I immediately feel comfortable. I'm relaxed. I know what I'm after, but I'm also having a good time diving with a buddy and kind of that teamwork of, one up, one down, moving around, checking the reef, calling things out. It's exactly what I did in the military, just a different environment, far different environment, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 90% of my diving is in the Santa Cruz area, which is, shallow continental shelf. Max depth to most of the diving is 40 feet. It's murky, it's dirty. There's a lot of sand and shale. There's some good, rocks and ledges. And if you can line up, the right water, when there's a little bit of current, you know where to hunt on the head of the reef. You can line up some, good rockfish like vermilions, kelp rockfish, grass rockfish, and then of course cabezon and lingcod. There's other species of fish out here that guys go after. I've spent countless hours in the sand with 3-footed viz trying to find a halibut. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent. I still give it the good college try when the water looks good. But you got to be comfortable with diving by braille and knowing that you got a 35-foot drop. You're not going to see the bottom till you're 5 feet from it. And then the way that we dive here, at least me and my buddy, I don't really dive with anybody but a good buddy, Aiden Brown, because I know he's got my back. We both we dive with tourniquets because of the shark presence. But we know each other's bottom time. We know exactly, at 30 feet, we should be down for about 45 seconds to a minute because we're working so hard. That's the difference too, is you have to spend a lot of time really trying to find that good structure when you have the visibility that's so low. And when you find it, it's funny, more often than not, when we actually line up one of us and shoot a fish, it's because the other called out the structure ahead. So when I come back up, I let them know, I'm like, hook a 90 degree. There's a shelf that goes about 10 feet, looks like a hole that's about 8 foot back. It's almost like an ADRAC, alert direction description from the military. And then he immediately goes down. He knows what he's looking for. He looks in the hole. He comes up. I hear his shot. We wear GoPros, so we like to, get big, cool video footage and stuff. It's always fun to recap the dive and then share it. But, we got a good system. So it's speechless communication when we're out there, definitely.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that's mostly overlooked. Some people don't know, diving with a buddy. I remember first diving and you're like, yeah, I'm diving with a buddy. But when you have like a real buddy, like
Yeah,
it is on point. Like everybody
exactly.
is like tuned in exactly what you're doing. You're all on the same page. Even if you separate slightly, you know exactly what's going on. And
Mhm.
then, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you. So striped
Yeah.
bass, do you go for striped bass up there or is that more north?
No, there's areas around here, like in the Monterey area, those beaches and stuff, and there's a couple guys that have really honed in on them and nailed them. I've tried a few times. I think I've seen a white flash, but I haven't really spent a lot of time doing it. That's the other thing is, it really comes down the guys in this sport that become very successful. It's time. It's when they've been able to, get to a point in their life, have the time, or they have the time now. I have 2 kids, 7 and 2. And then we also decided during COVID to throw in a golden retriever puppy into the mix.
Yeah.
so, so it's always, it's the trade-off, but that's why I really enjoy diving local. You figure these reefs out in the ecosystem, and when you get a 2-3 hour window, you can capitalize and come home with some meat.